Yo, what's up YouTube? Edwin the Comic Jabroni. You guys are just catching me in the middle of picking out a game so I can showcase it in today's video. Might go with turtles. I don't know. What do you think? But since you're here, guys, let's discuss this week's new comic book day, DC and Marvel. Let's get into the reviews. Welcome back. Yo guys, welcome back. Like I said, man, I'm Edwin the Comic Jabroni, and I'm coming at you on Thursday, the day after New Comic Book Day, to discuss DC and Marvel titles that released yesterday that were on Edwin the Comic Jabroni's pull list. Guys, let's talk about them. I'm going to review them, let you know what I thought of them, and you're also going to see some scores in one of the corners, and that, as always, comes from Comic Book Roundup. Absolutely love using that website, and I've talked to you guys about it before. If you're ever on the fence about a comic and you just kind of want to see a review from, users like myself or big time critics online, go check that website out. This week I also was able to go buy a half-price books here in town. I had to go there to pick up a book for school, and you know what? While I was there, I decided, let's take a look at the comics and see, can I get lucky this time? And lo and behold, I was able to find some nice stuff, guys. So at the beginning of this video, before we get into the reviews, I'm gonna show you which books I picked up from there and kind of why I picked them up. What was the reasoning behind picking those up? But enough of that. Let's get into what I got at Half Price Books first. All right, so I went by Half Price Books like I told you, and I decided, hey, let's go through the comics. Sometimes I get lucky at this one particular Half Price Books. And I did come away with 5 titles that I don't usually see often, or if I do see it at my local comic shop, they're just a little bit more expensive. The first one being Marvel Superheroes issue number 74. Pick that one up. As you can see, Half Price Books, they priced it at $3.50, which I think is a pretty decent price for a Bronze Age book, especially a book that has the Hulk and the Thing fighting on the cover. Next up, I picked up Amazing Spider-Man issue 233. Again, another one that they had priced at $3.50. And really the main reason why I picked this one up is I love that yellow cover. I am trying to bulk up my Amazing Spider-Man collection, and I think at $3.50, that's a pretty decent price, because any of these Amazing Spider-Mans, everything, between 100 and 300 is starting to climb up in price. Whether it's a key or not, I think these stores are starting to understand that the Silver Age books are beginning to get too expensive, too out of the price range. So let's start focusing on these Bronze Age books. They're starting to creep up in value. So at $3.50, I couldn't pass it up. Next up, I picked up Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man issue 37 at $2.50. Biggest reason why I grabbed this, guys, and I've done a video on these before, and these variants, is this is a Whitman variant, and you're gonna find, if you have any questions about Whitman variants, I did a video and it's perfect. It's gonna be right there. But I picked it up, and this is a Whitman variant. The way you can tell is because of that diamond at the top, and the bottom barcode is slashed out, guys. So nothing spectacular key about this issue, but it is a Whitman variant. Those are very hard to come by, although since I've made that video, I've seemed to find quite a few of them, so that's kind of weird. Maybe I need to make more videos on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 first prints, just find them all over the place at Half Price Books. Anyways, guys, there's that one. Let's keep going. Next up, this is actually a book that I just sent out in my mystery boxes, but this is Ultimate Fantastic Four issue 21. This is the A cover. Big deal about this one. For $1.50, this is the first appearance of the Marvel Zombies, guys. I was really surprised to see this. Usually when I'm flipping through Fantastic Four and you get to the Ultimate Fantastic Four section, you'll get to issue 19, 20, and then it skips right to 22. Like, anybody that comes in, they absolutely know issue 21, that's that first. And even 22 is a big one. I think it's got Magneto on the cover, and that is like the first full appearance of the Marvel Zombie. So at $1.50, I couldn't pass it up. But let's get into the big book at the end. All right, and the last book that I got from Half Price Books is this Marvel's Greatest Comics starring the Fantastic Four. This is issue number 94 of Marvel's Greatest Comics, but it is a reprint of issue 114 of Fantastic Four. I really dig this cover. One of the reasons I said it's the big book, it's probably the oldest out of the group that I got, and I got it for $1.50 for this reprint. I really like this Jack Kirby artwork on here with Stan Lee writing. I think it was a decent pickup on on my part, but that's what I picked up from Half Price Books, guys. I've talked about Half Price Books before in the past. Some of y'all have Half Price Books around where you live. Definitely go check them out. There's definitely, good opportunity there to pick up big time key issues, which I've found, and a lot of filler. Some of you, myself included, want to fill in your Spider-Man collections, your Batman, Detective Comics, whatever it is, you can find great stuff there. You know me, I don't like to hold back information from you. If I know of a great place to go hunt for comics, I'm going to tell you guys. So that's enough for Half Price Books. Let's get into the reviews for this week. We're going to start off with Marvel. All right, guys, Marvel. First book and only book that I picked up from Marvel this week is Marauders issue number 6, written by Gary Dugan. Artwork is done by Matteo Lally. I continue to say this, and I will always say, well, I don't know about always, who knows, but I will say it for now. I think Marauders and X-Force are the best Dawn of X titles out right now, man. Marauders with Kate Pryde on this team. She's kind of the leader of this team. She's a badass, guys, and she's out there fighting, and that's how this issue really starts off. Just action, man, right from the beginning. It just picks up exactly where that last issue left off. But what I really like about Marauders is there's kind of two stories going on. You have this corporation called Verendi, which is a team that we've already seen in the past, which was like a new Hellfire Club led by kids. They are trying to infiltrate the island of Krakoa. They have their own ways of trying to go about it, and you find out how it is in this issue. But the big second story is that the Hellfire Club of Krakoa, led by the Black King, Sebastian Shaw, you got the Red Queen, Kate Pryde, and you got the White Queen, Emma Frost. They're all kind of vying for power, even though the two queens are playing nicely with each other. But the Black King, he's playing chess while the others are playing checkers. You understand what I'm getting at? He plays a major role in this book towards the latter half. I'm loving Marauders. I like this story that they're going with the pirate, but you have this Game of Thronesian feel with who is trying to get, who's trying to get a foothold of the Hellfire Club and be the true leader of the Hellfire Club. Guys, I love Marauders. Let me know, did you pick it up? What'd you think of it? But that's it from Marvel. Let's get into DC. All right, first book up from DC, and this is one that I just didn't have an opportunity to read it yesterday, and I'm kicking myself in the butt because I've been absolutely enjoying reading this, and that's Far Sector issue number 3, written by N.K. Jemisin. Artwork is done by Jamal Campbell. So I haven't read it. I can't speak on how this issue is, but the first 2 issues, man, really dope. I like the story. I like where they're going with this new Green Lantern having to go to this world that hasn't seen a murder or any crime in 500 years, and now she's trying to figure out, who committed this first murder on this world in 500 years. I like it. I love Jamal Campbell's artwork. Since I read Naomi last year, he's now jumped on Far Sector. I think his artwork, God, it's some of the best out there, guys. Let me know. Did you pick up Far Sector? Next up, as my boy Wolf Warner would say, we got Detective Comics issue 1019. I grabbed the absolutely beautiful cardstock cover done by Lee Bermejo. I love this cover. So ultra detailed but dark all at the same time. But what can I say about the story? It is written by Peter J. Tomasi, and the artwork is done by Scott Godlewski. So if you open it up right to the first page, you're like, oh hell yeah, we finna get an action-packed, story. And that's kind of what we get, but this is the end of a 2-part story arc that started with the last issue, and I really thought that this new Viking villain was gonna be something really big, and it turns out that it might not be the way I wish it was, guys. Was it still a good issue? I really enjoyed it. I really liked Detective Comics, but I think this one fell a little bit short, maybe because the story arc was just 2-part story arc that we're trying to push some things through right after the Christmas season, because this deals with Christmas and this cult that's trying to bring this demon into the world, and they actually kind of do, but he goes away. I don't know. I thought it was good, and it could have been better. You could have had the makings of the brand new awesome Viking villain in Gotham City, and it fell short, just right here, guys. So I don't know, what'd you think of Detective Comics? Next up, we've got Hell Arisen, Year of the Villain. This is issue number 2. This is a story about Predator Lex Luthor versus the Batman Who Laughs and his Sinister Six. So in that last issue, we ended with Lex Luthor about to go into combat against that Sinister Six. In this issue, the first few pages are of him fighting the Sinister Six, and he's Lex Luthor, right? He even says it in this issue is, my whole life have been combating the greatest superhero of all time, the most powerful of all of you. If you don't think that I have a contingency plan for each and every one of you, then you're absolutely nuts. So Sinister Six try to fight him. Lex Luthor beats him back. Batman Who Laughs doesn't show up to that fight because he has other plans in mind. I don't want to go into that, but I will tell you that the ending, the reason I picked this up over another book, and that other book is Batman Superman, I left that in my pull box. I'll pick that one up next week. But the biggest reason that I picked this one up, spoiler alert, if you don't want to know the very end of this, skip forward about 15 seconds or so. But we got the Joker, and Lex Luthor needs the Joker's help to fight Batman Who Laughs. Like I said last week, if you want to sell a book, you want to sell comics, just add the Joker. Add Batman, add the Joker, and boom, recipe for success. Some of us may not like it, but you cannot deny the fact that Joker and Batman sell comics. But anyways, I liked Hell Risen. I like this story. It's only a 4-part, mini-series, so I'll continue on with it. And more than likely, when I finish it, this will be a book that I throw into a mystery box and send out to you guys who have not had the chance to read it. I want people to read this, man. It's a pretty good story, but let's get into the next one. All right, let's continue on with this whole Batman trend. We got Batman issue 87. This is the A cover, and it is written by James Tynion, right? Is it James? James Tynion IV. The artwork is done by Gilliam March. I so enjoy this artwork, and just looking at it, it is absolutely beautiful. Now, the last issue I said was okay. James Tynion is having to come from the Tom King 85 run issue, and he's having to start his own thing. So maybe he started off a little slow. We got some new villains that we had never seen before, but they kind of got beat real quick by Batman. But there was a story behind that, and we find out more in this issue who's really moving pieces around. And is Deathstroke really stuck in this prison that Batman has created? Batman, Bruce Wayne, is trying to build a new Gotham City, but there's also somebody else in the background. I believe they're saying his name is the designer or the maker. I think it's designer. He's also trying to create his own Gotham, but he's doing it in a different way than Bruce, obviously. But I can say that this one picked it up from Batman issue 86. Out of the Batman and Detective Comics, Batman 87 was my favorite of the two, but it wasn't my favorite Batman issue this week. Next up, we've got Batman Beyond issue number 40. I did grab I think his name is Francis Monopool. This is, let me see. They always put the artist and the writer somewhere crazy, man. Yeah, Francis Monopool variant cover. I dig this black and red. I absolutely love these all black and red covers like this. And you got Batwoman Beyond and you got Batman Beyond up there. I'm enjoying this story. I've been enjoying it for a while now. If you guys have watched any of my videos, you know that I continue to pick up Batman Beyond because it really just reminds me of the Batman Beyond cartoon that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s. This issue, we're seeing Blight, kind of what's going on with him. What's his big grand design? He wants to destroy Wayne Manor, but he also needs to send or transfer his consciousness into a new, younger body because the radiation is now starting to destroy him, and he has to wear this suit. And let me see if I can find that suit for you. So here's the suit right there, and there's Terry McGinnis with this other woman who is more than likely just going to be a very big character coming forward. She might be the next Blight. He might have to end up transferring his consciousness into her body, and she becomes the female Blight. But what's big about this is we finally uncover who this new Batwoman Beyond. She is at the house of Bruce Wayne, trying to protect the house. I'm flipping through here really quick. She's trying to protect the house because it is being, trying to be destroyed by Blight and his henchmen. And towards the end, she takes the mask off because she sees somebody at the house that she cannot allow to see her. And don't want to give that away. I don't want to spoil that for you guys. But, issue number 40, I think this is a big issue to get. But it goes back to issue 25. If you got issue 25 and if you got it for cover price, kudos to you guys. I've been talking about it for a while. I hope you got it. But this still isn't my best and favorite Batman book of the week. What is? This is my favorite Batman book of the week. Batman Curse of the White Knight, issue number 6. I grabbed the A cover, written and artwork is done by Sean Murphy. Dude, check that cover out, man. You got Azrael up here looking all badass. You got Bane on the top of a car holding Batman by his neck. I mean, guys, that cover just alone is awesome. But this story has been incredible because not just because of the things that we're getting at the present time, but they're telling a backstory of the very beginning of Gotham and how the Gotham that we know isn't how it first started out. And it started in a valley. And because of what Bruce Wayne's ancestors did, Gotham became what it is now. But in this issue, we find a huge secret out. I don't want to give it away, but it has to do with Bruce Wayne's great granddaddy. And it's not exactly who he thinks it is, guys. Woo, I'm loving it. But we get some action in here with Harley Quinn all up in the jump with Jack Napier / Joker. And there's a death in this issue. I don't want to tell you who dies, but I will say, man, look at this artwork, guys. Look at that artwork. That's just incredible artwork. One of the best parts about this, and I will tell you that, Jack Napier is in the mind of Joker. And he's trying, he has these times where he can come out and help Harley. But at one time, or a couple times in this book actually, we see Joker and Jack like Two-Face. One side of his is Joker and the other side is Jack Napier. I'm loving that storytelling. I like that. He is fighting against the Joker to be able to take over that body. This is a great story, guys. If you jumped off on issue 1 because you just thought, man, that's a little slow, it's not like White Knight, you jumped off way too early. And people are going to tell you, people are going to say, Edwin, you did the same with X-Men. That's a whole different story. We'll get into it on the live stream. But I will say, this is my favorite Batman book of the week. It's not my read of the week. You're going to have to stick around for tomorrow's Indie New Comic Book Day review video, which will be live. But Batman Curse of the White Knight between DC and Marvel, this was the best. All right, guys, that's it from Marvel and from DC. I showed you half-price books hauls, and I reviewed the books that I picked up. I will be live tomorrow on YouTube to discuss my indie haul. There were only 3 books, but damn, they were fire. I'm also going to pick the winner of last week's live giveaway. Guys, if you were a part of my live stream last week, everybody that was in the chat, I put into a Word document, and tomorrow we're going to find out who wins that Tales of the Teen Titans issue 44. So you don't want to miss an Edwin the Comic Jabroni live stream. I throw some crazy randomness in there, and you never know when you're going to get thrown into a random giveaway. But anyways, guys, thanks a ton for watching. If this is your first time watching one of my videos and you enjoyed what you saw, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you know exactly when I'm dropping videos and I'm going live. Guys, for everybody, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, comment, what did you pick up? And what do you think of the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game on the Nintendo Entertainment System? I love this game, but I absolutely hate this game as well. If you ever been through the lake level where you have to defuse bombs, you know what I'm talking about, guys. So, until next time, I'm Edwin the Comic Jabroni. Peace.